All right, give us your name, please.
My name's Gary Houts.
And you served in Berlin, Germany?
I was in Berlin, Germany from July of 80 to October of 85.
And what units were you with during that
When
time?
I first got there, I was with Headquarters Company, 4th Infantry in the support platoon. In 82, I went up to I got selected to drive the U.S. Commander Berlin, Major General Mitchell. So I was in the U.S. HHC Berlin Brigade. And I drove the USCOB, or U.S. Commander Berlin, until October of 85.
Now, if you were to grade your time in Berlin, Germany as an assignment, would it be an average assignment, a worst assignment, or one of the better assignments?
It depends on which way you look at it. Overall, it was a better assignment. On one hand, it was a harder assignment because everywhere we went, and then I heard it especially being with the U.S. Commander, we were considered what is the show brigade. I mean, how many other units do you hear when they go to the field of baby oiling their trucks to drive to the field? That's what we would do in Berlin, so that when we went through the corridor, we looked pretty and shiny. So we looked good, and we scared them.
So you joined Berlin U.S. Military Veterans Association very recently. Tell us why you did that.
I was with a buddy of mine, Tom Taylor, who served in Berlin with me. He was on the rodeo team with me. And he's in another veteran organization from Berlin. And I just started researching online veterans organization catering to Berlin. And I come across, I know I can say it right, Buzma. And they're more in line on what I was looking for. It's more organized and detail-oriented. I wanted to find people that went through the same stuff with me and had as much fun and really, wanted to keep it going for future generations. Even though Berlin is not there, we still got a bunch of Americans over there.
So if you'd recommend to any other Berlin veteran that they really consider joining Buzma?
I've already talked to some of my friends that were in Berlin with me that I still keep in contact with, and I'm going to keep recommending them to them.
Any memories about the time in Berlin that stand out for you?
Let's see. Did I tell you about the convoys? Okay. That's one of the things in Berlin. It was somewhat harder, but it was a very, very, that was the best time of my life in the service. On one hand, on the other hand, it was a little harder because, and I noticed it a lot when I was driving the U.S. Commander, we were called the show brigade. Because Berlin Brigade, we had the best of everything. Other convoy or other units in Germany, when they would go to the field, I bet they did not put baby oil on their deuce and halves and 5 tons to go through the corridor so that we looked immaculate and pretty for the Soviets. Because I was support platoon, I was a driver, I was involved when President Reagan came up and his famous Gorbachev tear down this wall. I was at the Brandenburg Gate at that time, chauffeuring people around. Then I go to the other side. We had, I think it was 82. I was involved with we had people, duty train stranded in East Berlin, East Germany. So I was one of the bus drivers that pulled them out. It just, I'd say from start to finish, it was a very, very good assignment.
Did you have much contact with the Germans there?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm fortunate because of my job with the U.S. Commander. I got to see a lot of places and go to a lot of places that most other service members didn't. Because, the U.S. Commander, he's meeting not only military, but the French and British military. But we would go into East Berlin and we'd be dealing with the Russians. We'd go over, he would have dinner with the U.S. ambassador to East Germany. I mean, it's just all the people that I've met and dealt with at the level is just, I never thought I would be doing something like that.
How do you think the Berliners, generally speaking, felt about the military there?
Oh, I know for a fact they loved them. I remember one time before I started driving the U.S. Commander in a bar, of course, but overhearing two Germans, and basically it was the Germans, the old Germans, because we used to have alerts in Berlin where you're getting up like 2, 3 in the morning and going out to the Grunewald. And I'd hear the old Germans saying that they would rather hear 100 tanks at 2 in the morning than one Russian tank. I mean, and as bad as it sounds, if you go into a German bar and they found out you're American, you don't pay the rest of the night. But they went out of their way to make life very well and very great for us.
Do you feel like, of course, the military is not in Berlin anymore, U.S. military is not there anymore. You think we accomplished what we went there for?
Yes, sir, we did. I mean, we made our presence known, and we were all over Europe, but Berlin was the show place that everybody concentrated on what we were doing there. And then they were looking, in my opinion, what they're looking and seeing in Berlin, they were worried about us being the same in Western Germany. So, you know, coming through the Fulda Gap, are we going to hit people from Berlin there? So I think we accomplished the mission with almost not firing a single shot.
Well, Gary, thank you very much for spending time with us today.
Thank you very much, sir. You have a great day.
You as well.